Good morning guys, hello and welcome to another vlog of the India Travel Series. In today's vlog, planning to fix my grandma's garden here. So as I showed you last time, there's like bunch of fruit trees and flower trees all down there, but they've all been mixed up and they need some work. So we're gonna go down and fix the kitchen garden a little bit, and probably I can also show you from the inside, because it's like super dense, so inside might get like a little bit dark, but I'll try to go in there. And I tried to wake up early today because as the sun goes up, like by noon it gets really hot. So now it's early, it's a bit cool, so it might be fun to work over there. So let's get started. Before I go down there, one thing I have to take care of is the nasty amount of mosquitoes that are going to be down there. So to avoid mosquito bites, there's usually a cream made by this company, we call it Odomos, but we can't find it right now, so I'm going to smear myself with mustard oil. That's like a local home remedy for mosquitoes, so it keeps the mosquitoes at bay. They don't like the smell, and that's the cool thing about being in your grandma's house. Grandma's remedies always trumps any sort of medicine. So gonna smear myself with mustard oil, change into some full long sleeve clothes and pants and stuff, and then we can start working in the garden. So finally got all dressed up for the event, the gardening event. You see there's like a papaya tree here, there's a papaya tree here, we have three in the front, there's one more here. They are mostly loaded with papayas, but this one isn't. The ones in the front yard, they are crazy. Like we have almost 200 odd papayas growing at any given time. So the first order of business is to do a bit of weeding. So I'm going to use that tool, start clearing this area out. So let's get started with this. Well, I think I got the hang of it. My father gave me like a mini demonstration and now I can keep on going. Found some baby papaya here. There's also a lemon tree. This has like massive lemons. Some of them are ripe. These are like really tasty. Most of the house cooking we do is with these lemon. There should also be a custard apple tree here, the one I showed you at the rooftop the other day at the ledge. Let's see if I can find it. Should be somewhere here. Found it. There's a baby one here and much bigger ones up there. We have a custard apple tree as well, so there's like lots of fruits and veggies, and some flowering trees grow in here, but they just need to be trimmed so you don't feel like you're entering a cave, but more like a garden of sorts. But it's starting to clear up a bit. This area is nicely lit up, so this is where we're focusing first, and then when the sun gets really hot in the afternoon, we'll focus on the front yard. That's much cleaner at this point. This place needs a lot more work usually every time, so we try to maintain this area so that, you know, when you come here, pick some flowers or something. So this is I guess this is one of the flower trees that has these like yellow bell-like flowers. They have cultural significance. I think my grandma uses them for some puja stuff at some point. So there's also a herbal cultural plant also inside. We call it the tulsi, which is, I think, sweet mint of sorts. So then we go inside and check that, but that's in the courtyard, so that's for later. For now I'll focus every ounce of my energy here. It is quite a bit of tiring work, but it needs to be done. And we also clear the passageway, taking a short break from digging the dirt and the weeds, clean up the passageway and then go back again. Nice early morning cardio. New tool of choice, a sickle. This is kind of like the Indian machete. but it does the job very effectively. As you can see, the path is clearing up to protect the baby papayas. So now that this passage is no longer a cave entrance, you can walk with your head held high. That was a nice early morning cardio, as you can see from my t-shirt, completely soaked in sweat. 2.5 hours of cardio cleared up quite a bit of land behind us. So this is all cleared now. That's the whole pile of weed. Chopped off a lot of branches, cleared the area. Now gonna take a short breather, continue resting. Another part of this vlog in the second phase. Need to grab some breakfast and drink a lot of coffee to keep going. But it's looking really nice. It's starting to look nice. We also dug up these pits around the plant so they could hold water. These are the bigger trees, papaya and guava trees as well. We grow our own guava. How cool are we? Then there are some flower trees and stuff, but even this area is now cleared up, so you don't have to bend down and feel like you're headed into a cave. It was a nice learning experience. I learned about different kind of tools, their different uses. It's a very rare chance that I get to work in the garden. Normally we call the gardener bhaiya, and then he does everything, so I only see it from a distance. But doing it with your own hands, especially when your father is teaching you how to do it, is a nice learning experience. And now that I have a vlog, I can take a quick recap next time I forget how things are done. But first, breakfast and coffee. See you in this next part of the video. Stay tuned. Mostly resting upstairs because now it's starting to get warm, but I just realized that when I was cleaning this, we dropped a few lemon on the ground, and maybe there is some ripe custard apple that I could pick. So you see, most of them are like ripe, and some of them fell on the ground. I just came down to pick them before the squirrels start munching on them. So most of them anyway, the squirrels are gonna get them, but we do need some for our use as well. Let's see if there is a ripe custard apple as well. There are some small ones which might be ripe, but not this one. So I'll just put this on the table and pick some nice custard apple from here. Could be a nice evening snack. Looks like I have to wait a couple of days for the custard apple. The lemon, we have plenty of those, but there's also like papaya on the front yard. Let me show you. There's like a whole bucket load of papayas growing there. Waiting for them to ripen up, and look at the car. It's nice and cleaned. Even the tires have been polished yesterday after the detailing and pressure washing, so it's all set and ready for the road trip. There are a few more trees, plants here in the courtyard, and the tulsi tree that I was telling you is this one. Usually this is put in like a special pot as well. You water it, take a whole lot care of this. And also banana leaves are also very useful for the puja stuff and the ceremonies, but my grandma does this usually. So normally typically every Indian household would have one of these. It's also a herbal plant, so if you fall sick you can have a few of these leaves. So remember the bitter mint I showed you? So there should also be some of those growing around everywhere. This is the sweeter version of that. That's pretty much our garden setup, with like lots of papayas, fruit trees, greenery. So we have like our own mini forest. In Japanese culture, there is this Milwaukee forest concept. So it's like kind of turned out to be that way. It wasn't planned this way, but like there's lots of big trees and then smaller plants at the growing under them. So nice and cool. Forest area, mini forest area within the house. So I hope you enjoyed a different kind of vlog today, gardening and sweating it out in the kitchen garden. I don't know if this still qualifies for a kitchen garden, but we call it a kitchen garden anyway. It's close to our kitchen, and although we don't grow veggies yet, but that might be the plan in the future. Maintaining this is kind of tricky. As you saw, I only showed you like part of the area that I was working in, and it only took me like 3 hours. And then it got really hot, so since then I've been inside the house resting most of the time. Just now it started getting cool, but it's like now what, 7 p.m. So there would be crazy loads of mosquitoes down there, so I'm not going back in. But anyways, it looks pretty clear from now. As you can see there, this is the entrance, no longer a cave entrance or like a pocket kind of thing where you have to sneak inside. So pretty happy with what turned out. Maybe I get to eat some custard apple and papaya before I leave back for the US. Let's see. This heat might help them to ripen really fast. So this is the Rustic Wanderer signing off. See you again in another vlog.